Part 1. The debate begins. The town of Crestview was abuzz with anticipation. The local TV station was hosting a live debate intended to address the heated topic of law enforcement reforms. On one side of the debate was Officer Darren Cole, a long-serving member of the Crestview Police Department who had vocally opposed any reform measures, claiming they would hinder his ability to protect and serve. On the other side was a poised black woman in her early 40s, civil rights advocate Valerie Scott, known for her dedication to justice and fairness. She was new to town and had been quickly recognized for her firm yet calm voice on issues of equality. The debate drew a large audience, both in person and online, who had come to see these two polarizing figures clash. Valerie exuded professionalism and grace, articulating her points with clarity and respect for the forum. But Officer Cole, uncomfortable with the idea of someone challenging his perspective, responded to her points with dismissive language and increasingly harsh undertones. "Let's be realistic here," he sneered at one point, rolling his eyes. "We're here to discuss what keeps our communities safe, not to coddle criminals or get lost in fantasy about a so-called broken system." Valerie, maintaining her calm demeanor, countered, "The safety of our communities hinges on trust and accountability. Reforms are about fairness, about ensuring the people feel they are treated with dignity, irrespective of who they are or where they come from." The crowd murmured in approval, sensing that Valerie's arguments were both sound and thoughtfully presented. Part 2. Tensions rise. As the debate progressed, Officer Cole became increasingly aggressive, clearly feeling his authority challenged. His tone shifted from dismissive to outright hostile. The more respectful Valerie remained, the angrier he seemed to get. "People like you," he said with barely veiled contempt, "are the reason we can't get any real work done. All these reforms are just excuses for criminals to do what they want, while we're expected to sit back and watch. If you had any idea what it's like out there on the streets, maybe you'd understand that we don't need reform. We need people to just follow the rules." Valerie held his gaze, her voice unwavering. "Officer Cole, respecting laws and rules is essential, but so is respecting the people you're supposed to serve. We're here to discuss reforms because they're necessary. We must address inequities, especially where power is abused." But her restraint only seemed to fuel his anger. He was losing control, which was dangerous for a man accustomed to his authority being respected without question. "You think you know better than me," he snapped. "People like you want us out here risking our lives and being sued at every turn, right? Well, let me tell you something." Suddenly, he lost his composure entirely. Glaring, he moved closer to her, pointing an accusing finger. Valerie, who was seated, looked up at him calmly, refusing to be intimidated. Part 3. The confrontation. With all eyes on them, Officer Cole took another step closer, his expression twisted with anger. "You think you can stand up here and tell me how to do my job? You've got no idea what it's like on the front lines," he barked. He didn't realize how inappropriate his actions had become, nor did he seem to care that the debate was live and being watched by thousands. Without warning, he made a move that shocked everyone. He reached down and grabbed Valerie's arm, yanking her up from her seat. Gasps erupted from the audience, and the moderators scrambled to intervene, shocked at the officer's brazen aggression. Valerie didn't struggle. Instead, she fixed him with a steely glare that seemed to make him falter, if only for a second. "Let go of me, Officer Cole," she said firmly. Her tone was laced with authority, as if she were the one holding the power. Somehow, the unexpected strength in her voice jolted him back, and he released his grip. But his anger was unabated, and he shot back, People like you need to learn respect." With measured calm, Valerie responded, "Respect is something earned, Officer Cole, not taken by force." The moderators finally intervened, calling for a break as people hurried to separate the two. But the damage was done. The cameras had captured everything, and within minutes, the altercation was trending online. Part 4. The Revelation. The next day, as Crestview was abuzz with discussion over the debate, a shocking announcement was made by the district's judicial office. Valerie Scott had just been appointed as the town's new judge, effective immediately. The media soon realized that Officer Cole's tirade and physical aggression had been directed at someone who now held judicial authority in their community. The story spread like wildfire. Viewers and officials alike condemned Officer Cole's behavior. The video was replayed endlessly, showing how he had treated a woman who would now be in a position to oversee legal matters involving law enforcement. His disrespectful and reckless actions were seen in a whole new light, and the outrage from the community was palpable. For Officer Cole, this revelation felt like a punch to the gut. Not only had he exposed his own biases and aggression in front of thousands, but he had also unwittingly mistreated a figure of authority who now wielded considerable influence. His fellow officers distanced themselves from his actions, and an internal investigation was quickly launched. The police department released a statement expressing their disappointment in Officer Cole's behavior and assuring the public of their commitment to fair and respectful conduct. As the reality of his actions set in, Officer Cole realized he was about to face serious consequences. Part 5. Karma's Lesson. 2 weeks after the debate incident, Officer Cole was summoned to appear before a judicial review panel. The new judge, Valerie Scott, was among the members present, and her calm but authoritative presence left Cole visibly shaken. The panel reviewed the footage, with Valerie watching in silence as her own ordeal played out on the screen. Cole squirmed in his seat, his face flushed with embarrassment and regret. For the first time, he truly grasped the gravity of his actions and the ramifications they had on his reputation and career. Finally, Judge Scott spoke, her voice steady but unyielding. "Officer Cole, your behavior was not only unprofessional, but also unacceptable for someone entrusted with public duty. This incident has revealed a concerning lack of restraint, and such conduct cannot be tolerated." She paused, letting her words sink in. "In my new capacity, I have a responsibility to uphold justice and ensure accountability for everyone. Your actions have consequences, and I hope this serves as a reminder that respect is not a privilege. It's a right that should be afforded to all." As she dismissed him, Officer Cole left the courtroom. A humbled man, he knew that his actions had finally caught up with him. He had not only disrespected a judge, but had also betrayed the public's trust in law enforcement.